My 20s definitely taught me like the importance of making sure your life is in order before having kids. Yeah, babies are cute, but it's hard. It is. We be so eager to grow up, like especially when we were kids, we were so eager to grow up. And now that we are grown, we realize like we don't know nothing. I see you, sis, you struggling, you trying to figure out how this gonna get done, how that's gonna get done. You feeling overwhelmed, you're drained. You know, you asking God like, when is my help gonna come? And this is me telling you, take a breather and go do something that you love to do.
Like damn, she in her mood. 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 She lit, get money too. Like damn, she in her mood. In the mirror, I'm doing my dance. Hey, packing out nobody's pants.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Kia Nicole. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you're a returning viewer. In today's video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be doing a little sit down. But first, y'all, let me reapply my lip gloss because y'all can't even see it. And that's the problem. I'm going to need y'all to see my lips popping. There we go. Are we ready? I think we're ready. All right. So, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be doing a sit down of things that I've learned in my 20s or that I wish I was taught before entering my 20s. So my birthday is literally next week. If you don't know now, you know. Pisces season is approaching very shortly and I'm at the start of it. So I will be turning 29. Yes, I will be. So I feel like this will be the perfect video to do as I enter my last year in my 20s. There's so much, y'all, so much that my 20s have taught me, so much I wish I knew before entering, you know, and I just want to share that with y'all. I feel like this would be a cool video to do, seeing that I will be entering my very last year of my 20s. So let's get started. But before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want, check out my other videos just to see if you like the vibe over here. All right, let's go. The first thing I wish I was taught before entering my 20s was how to manage my personal finances, because I'm not gonna say I was terrible, but I do feel like when we enter our 20s, it's a lot of like mismanaging money, or for the first time now we're having to handle big bills, and it's like, whoa, like you struggle to prioritize things. A lot of us have been there. I just wish I had taken like a personal finance class, and some people have, and maybe they benefited from it, and some people haven't. And, you know, we just kind of had to learn on our own. Not everybody had parents who was able to kind of walk them through like, this is how you pay a bill. This is how you make. I had to learn all of that on my own. I was never taught like, this is how you pay a bill. And, you know, this is how you balance it. You know, we don't really balance checkbooks now, but, you know, just like balancing bills. We still have our own version of that. Like, even if you create an Excel spreadsheet where you're kind of like keeping track of your bills, or however you do, maybe you write it down in a calendar, maybe you write it down somewhere. I kind of just had to learn all of those things on my own. So I wish I was kind of taught a little bit more about how to manage personal finances. When you get a job, what it means to have a 401k plan, like exactly what does that mean? To have a personal retirement fund, and just understanding credit, and just so much tied to our finances. Because I feel like in your 20s, you fumble a lot of money. You fumble a lot of money. You don't really know what you're doing with your money. And so I do feel like I wish I knew more about that. But you live and you learn. And, you know, by your 30s, hopefully by my 30s, I'll be done got it together. So that's number one. Number two, I wish I was taught more of other alternative routes when it came to career paths outside of just go to college and be a doctor, a lawyer, something professional, you know, like the typical jobs. I wish I knew like the other routes you can take. Like I wasn't really taught entrepreneurship. Like that wasn't really commonly talked about in high school. And so I honestly thought you just had to go to college and choose one of the, you know, professional career paths that are commonly talked about. So I just wish that I knew more about the other alternative routes that one can take outside of just go to college and be this and be that, you know, because there are other paths, and we see it now. Like you got content creators, that are making bank making just as much as somebody that's a lawyer or whatever, you know. You have people that are entrepreneurs, you know, you have people that are just, I don't know, just finding alternative ways of making money, like where they can make their own schedule, they're their own boss, and they don't have to answer to, you know, Tom, Dick, and Harry or whoever. So I do feel like that was pushed a little bit more, and I will try to make sure I instill that in my kids and my child as well. I feel like everybody should get the college experience because I do feel like it's an experience. However, like, it's not something that should be strictly enforced. Like, you have to go to college. If you don't want to go, I'm not gonna force you. But I will say, like, it's a lot that you can learn in college. Outside of just the curricular, just you learn a lot of discipline. You learn a lot of like how to be on your own, because at some point you do kind of live on your own. You are responsible for yourself. You don't have parents hovering over you, and it's just a lot. It's a lot that you learn. You build relationships. You just learn a whole lot on how to be self-sufficient in college. You do. So I will give college that credit, but I don't think it's the end all be all. Not by a long shot. So I just wish it was, I don't know, because I feel like growing up, they just instilled in me, you have to go to college. You do high school and you go to college. It was like no way around it. So I do wish other paths were talked about a little bit more. The next one is, I wish, I guess it's really on me. I can't even say, but like, I wish I knew how difficult it is to have a kid when you don't truly have your life fully together. Like finances, like just everything all around together. So basically having a kid young, and we're not one of the ones that was able to be a 20-year-old billionaire, millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still trying to figure out life. It's hard. Y'all, it is so hard. And if anybody tells you it isn't, they lying. Yeah, babies are cute, but it's hard. It is. And I know some people are like, no, babies don't slow you down. They do. They do slow you down. However, they don't stop you, but they do slow you down. You know, when you don't have your life fully together, they can slow you down. Let me just say that they can. And they don't for everyone, but for a lot of people who don't have their life fully together and they have a baby before getting it together, it does slow them down. You know, you kind of have to make sacrifices, and you kind of have to like move some things around your, you know, in your life to accommodate your kid, because now it's not all about you anymore. It's about your kid. And like, literally you have this person that is dependent upon you to live, you know, and it's a lot. So yes, I saw my parents struggle with us and everything, but they did have a village. Like, both sets of my grandparents were heavily active in my life. So, you know, I saw the struggle, but at the same time, I saw that I was also at my grandparents' house a lot and they was getting help. So I don't know. My 20s definitely taught me like the importance of making sure your life is in order before having kids and stuff. So that's definitely what I would tell anybody in their 20s, especially if you're in your younger 20s, unless your life is in order, because some people, their life be in order in their younger 20s, and that's cool. But if you are in your younger 20s or mid 20s or whatever, or even late 20s, and your life is like, it's no rush to have kids, because I'm gonna tell you right now, it is gonna be harder once that kid comes. But they definitely should be your motivation to keep going and to go harder. But it is gonna be hard. So that's just that. That's me just spitting the real. Another thing I learned is that I don't know nearly as much as I thought I did. Like, my 20s taught me that every day I'm learning something new. I feel like we be so eager to grow up. Like, especially when we were kids, we were so eager to grow up. And now that we are grown, we realize like we don't know nothing. There's so much that we are still learning. Every day be a surprise. Damn near, like every day I'm just like, dang. Like, I don't know, y'all. It's just, your 20s is definitely for learning. It's just so much to learn. You realize like you're really like a baby adult. Literally, you're a baby adult. You ain't a baby no more, but you're a baby adult. So that's the next thing I would say. Next, I will say your 20s, I've learned, are for establishing boundaries. You realize what you will and will not tolerate, what you will and will not put up with. You realize you have the power to choose that. And you realize your worth, you realize your value. I feel like your 20s is literally for seeing who's really in your circle and who's for you and who's not. It's kind of like getting your little community together. And of course, when you get into your 30s, you're gonna find more people to add to your community as well. but your 20s is kind of like you're learning what qualities that you really are looking for when it comes to friendships, relationships, and everything. So that's what the 20s are for. It's for learning, establishing boundaries, standing on them, make mistakes, learn from them, get back up, keep going, keep pushing. Like literally, that's what your 20s are for. Like if you make a mistake, don't stay down. It's okay. You're young. You're a baby adult, like I said. So it's meant for that. Make mistake, get back up, try again. That's literally what it's for. The next thing I learned being in my 20s, I feel like in our 20s, we get hit with a lot. You know, like I said, it's our first time being adults. We get hit with a lot, and it's hard to manage and balance and all of that. So I feel like your 20s are for finding moments to feed your soul. Find moments throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year to feed your soul. Do something you love, you know, do something you need. Go get a massage, go travel, take a quick trip, go get a hotel in the same city just to escape your house and to, you know, have a different scenery, or go get a hotel up the road, maybe an hour away from you, whatever. Journal, recharge, read a book. Whatever you need to do to feed your soul, it's so important to not neglect your mind, not neglect your soul, not neglect the things that it's going to recharge you for the next day. So that's the next thing that I've learned, and I hope someone receives that message, because I see you, sis, you struggling, you trying to figure out how this gonna get done, how that's gonna get done. You feeling overwhelmed, you're drained, you know, you asking God, like, when is my help gonna come? Like, you know, and this is me telling you, take a breather and go do something that you love to do. If you can't afford to do the other thing, you know, the things that cost, do something that's free. Do something that costs little to nothing. Like do something like I say, journal. Get your thoughts out, put it on paper. Like you just have to do things to feed your soul. Read your Bible. Maybe you're not praying to God enough. Maybe you're not spending enough time with him. Like that's what I've learned in my 20s, is to just not neglect yourself. Like yes, we all have to wake up every day and start our 24 hours over and being productive and getting everything we gotta do done. But don't forget to make time for yourself and to recharge. The next thing I've learned, and I'm not gonna get emotional about this one, but I've definitely learned that life should never be taken for granted, and we are not all promised a super long life. Like we're not all gonna be able to make it to live to 100. So we need to make sure that we're cherishing life for what it is now, the ups and the downs. Like, yeah, it may not be exactly where you want it to be, but you're living, you're breathing. You're able to wake up the next day and like try again, you know? So just making sure that you're cherishing life while you're still on this earth and cherishing the loved ones around you. That's definitely, I think, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. Like I know sometimes we get caught up in our own lives and we just got so much going on. Sometimes we forget to check on our peoples, but this is your reminder, check on your peoples. And if there's a relationship that's strained and you think it could possibly be mended, check on them. Like try to mend that relationship with them. Obviously, you don't extend too much of yourself if a person is not receptive, but as long as you know you got that closure and you try your all, that's all that matters. Y'all, I talk with my hands a lot, but yeah, basically just cherish life and don't take it for granted. Last but not least, my 20s have taught me so much patience, and just how strong and resilient I really am. I've been tested time after time, and I'm just so surprised and amazed how much strength God has given me to be able to get back up through the flames. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the end of this video. I hope this reaches somebody, touches somebody, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Comment down below if any of these lessons touched you or you can agree with, and you are also in your 20s, or maybe you're in your 30s or 40s and you remember being in your 20s and you can attest like, yes, like that's definitely what I learned when I was in my 20s. So that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. My birthday is literally next week. I do have birthday vlogs coming up. We got a maintenance vlog coming up. We have an actual birthday vlog coming up. So make sure you guys stay tuned for those vlogs, and I will catch y'all in my next video. Bye.